The night sky over the desert glowed red as Samuel, a lone rancher, spotted smoke rising from the valley. He raced on horseback, his heart pounding. When he reached the clearing, a small Apache settlement was ablaze. Screams echoed as families tried to save what little they had. Through the smoke, Samuel saw her, a towering young Apache woman trapped beneath a fallen beam, flames crawling closer. Without a thought, he jumped from his horse and charged forward. The heat seared his skin, but adrenaline gave him strength. He heaved the beam off her chest, pulling her free just as the fire roared higher. The woman, taller and stronger than most men Samuel knew, coughed but stood with surprising steadiness. Her dark eyes locked onto his. She didn't speak, only nodded once, a warrior's gratitude. Together, they dragged children and elders to safety. By dawn, the fire had burned itself out, leaving only ash and ruin. Samuel's body ached, but when the giant woman approached him, placing her large hand on his shoulder, he felt a spark of something more powerful than fear or exhaustion. He thought their paths would end there. But the next day would bring a request he never could have imagined. The morning sun spilled over Samuel's ranch as he tended his horses, still sore from the night before. A shadow fell across the corral, and when he looked up, his breath caught. A group of Apache riders approached, their presence commanding and solemn. At their head rode an elder with a stern face carved by years of hardship. Behind him was the giant woman Samuel had saved. She looked different in daylight, no longer just a victim of fire, but a warrior in her own right. The riders dismounted, and the elder stepped forward. His eyes, sharp as an eagle's, studied Samuel with quiet intensity. "You saved my daughter," the man said in heavily accented English. His voice was deep, steady, and filled with weight. "For that, my people owe you a debt. But I am not here to repay. I am here to ask." Samuel frowned. "Ask what?" The elder glanced at his daughter, then back at Samuel. "You will come with us. You will take a place among my people. There is something only you can do." The rancher's chest tightened. He had expected thanks, maybe a gift, not an invitation into a world forbidden to most outsiders. And from the grim way the elder spoke, Samuel realized this was no request at all, it was a calling. Inside the Apache camp, Samuel felt every eye on him. The people were cautious, whispering among themselves. The elder led him to a circle of stones where the tribe gathered. The giant woman stood nearby, silent but watching. "You are wondering why you are here," the elder began. "Our people face a trial. An old promise, older than fire, must be kept." He revealed a truth Samuel could scarcely believe. The tribe's strongest warriors had failed to complete a sacred test, a dangerous journey to retrieve an ancient token from the mountains. Without it, the tribe's future, their honor, and their peace with rival clans would crumble. "You saved my daughter from the fire," the elder said. "That was no accident. The spirits chose you. Now you must go where even our strongest cannot." Samuel shook his head. "I'm just a rancher. I mend fences and herd cattle. I'm no warrior." The elder's gaze hardened. "Courage made you run into fire. That is worth more than strength." The giant woman stepped forward for the first time. Her voice was low, steady. "I will go with you. Alone, you will fail. Together, we may succeed." Samuel's heart pounded. He hadn't chosen this path, but the weight of their expectations left him little choice. The next morning, Samuel rode beside the giant woman. Her name, he learned, was Ayanna. Her size and strength intimidated him at first. But soon he realized she carried herself with grace and discipline. She spoke little, yet her presence was grounding, almost protective. The mountains loomed ahead, jagged and unforgiving. The path was treacherous, filled with loose rocks and narrow ledges. At times, Samuel stumbled, but Ayanna steadied him with a single powerful grip. At others, she scouted ahead, warning of dangers he would never have noticed. They shared campfires under the cold stars. Samuel listened as Ayanna told him of her people's traditions, the sacred duty to guard the land, the oath passed down through generations. She revealed the pressure she bore as the chief's daughter, expected to embody strength at all times. One night, Samuel confessed, "I never wanted any of this. But I couldn't leave you in the fire. It just felt right." Ayanna studied him for a long moment, then nodded. "That is why the spirits chose you. You act, not for pride, but for heart." Her words lingered with him as they pressed deeper into the wilderness. For the first time, Samuel began to feel that perhaps he was meant for something greater than the lonely ranch life he had always known. At last, they reached the hidden cave said to guard the ancient token. Inside, the air was heavy, and strange carvings glowed faintly on the walls. Ayanna led the way, her torch casting long shadows. Together, they crossed dangerous pits, scaled slick stones, and faced trials that tested not just strength but trust. When Samuel finally held the token, a carved stone shaped like a flame, he felt its weight vibrate in his hand. It was more than a relic. It was a symbol of unity, of survival, of courage shared between two worlds. As they returned to the tribe, cheers erupted. The elder placed a hand on Samuel's shoulder. "You were not born of our people, but today you are bound to us. You have walked the path of fire and spirit." Samuel's gaze drifted to Ayanna. She met his eyes, a rare softness breaking her warrior's mask. He realized then that their bond had become something neither of them expected. The rancher who had once lived only for his land had found a new purpose, woven into the fate of a people, tied to the woman he had saved, and strengthened by the impossible request he had answered. And in the heart of the desert, Samuel knew his life would never again be the same.